Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-show live chat, where we're going to be talking about everything that went down in this latest episode of The Bachelorette. How's everyone doing tonight? It's me, Bachelor Fantake, and woo boy, we have got an episode to talk about tonight. 2 episodes, actually, as we've had double the fantasy suite fun. But before we get into chatting about everything and talking about the preview, talking about what's going to be going down for the finale, what I think's happening and all the mess, let's talk about the chat rules. Number 1, everyone, please, no posting any spoilers. I know we're right at the end here, but of course, anything that's sleuthed out is always welcome. Number 2, I'm going to try to respond to as many comments as I can. But, of course, super chats will get priority. And last but not least, be kind to each other. If we've learned anything from this latest episode, be kind to each other. Yes, I see Beatrice Hernandez. Thank you for the super chat. Glad to see you. How can they possibly make this situation even worse? What the heck happened here? How can they complicate this even more? Yes, we saw what seemed to be an ending to Gabby's season, at least. This episode, there's only one man left. For those of you who might not have seen this episode and are still tuning into the live stream, only Eric is left. Only Eric is left. We saw the date with Jason, the fantasy suite date. Even after all the mess of the first episode from the week, where Eric kind of blew up his chances a bit by coming in with the cameras to have a conversation him and Gabby already had about him being scared, about feeling like it was hard to watch other men go on dates with her, and like it was feeling like cheating and stuff like that. They'd already had this conversation in private. Then he brings her out to have it in front of cameras, and she feels like, what, are you testing me or something? So she's not quite sure if she can trust him. Then Jason comes along and says he's not ready to get engaged. They end up going to their fantasy suite and having more conversations and deciding that he can't love her and they're not ready. So that's it. It's over. At the end of the day, we did see the two of them, all of them get back together, and in the preview, it came to even more of a blowing up. Somehow, after that ending, after things seem to come to a close, there's more drama. But we got to remember, there's one thing left still to come in the show. That's the engagement. And when this show only has one person left, we've seen it before, they have to shift up the game plan. The drama has to come from somewhere. So this time, with Eric and Gabby, the drama's going to be, do they get engaged? Is Eric ready to get engaged? He seems to be more ready than Jason was, but, are they having conversations about just leaving as a couple? Is that what Gabby wants? Gabby doesn't seem to want that. She sent Johnny home because he was like, I'm not ready to get engaged. Though he was obviously the odd man out of the three. So there's that. And of course, Rachel, we don't see the end of her rose ceremony with Zach, Avon, and Tino, with all the Zach drama that happened this episode. So there's still that to come as well. But they have a lot of mess they can make. There are 2 more episodes. I imagine what it's going to be is next week they've got a full-blown episode to get through, and then the week after it's that and the after the final rose, or they're going to do it all kind of mishmashed. So normally we get one episode, then the finale episode, which is like an hour long, and then an hour of the after the final rose. They might do it all mashed into one, I think, and with more of an after the final rose for the final episode, 2 weeks from now, where I guess they'll probably do something like the the rose ceremonies, the final rose ceremonies, because we do know that there are going to be final rose ceremonies. We're going to make it to at least this point, where Gabby and Eric have their final rose ceremony, which makes me inclined to believe that there is going to be an engagement, and also with Rachel as well, who I'm convinced it's just Tino at this point. The sleuthing points to it. The way the show's gone down points to it. She only said "I love you" to Tino. She said "I'm falling in love with you" to Avon. She said nothing to Zach. So there you go. And Asia, thank you for the super chat. Nice to see you in the chat. WTF just happened. What did Rachel say to Zach during their not on camera time? What is going on with all of Rachel's men? What else is going to happen with Eric and Gabby? Yeah, so for those of you who might not have tuned in, Zach had his fantasy suite. His fantasy suite date seemed to go okay, seemed to go well with Rachel. And then afterwards, he was saying stuff like there's some conversation turned them away. That he brought up in the same vein, like they started talking about religion and politics, which can always, those are pretty core values, core beliefs that if you don't share can be pretty tough to push through. And then it became a conversation about him not being ready. Rachel thinking he was not ready. He's too young. Even though he's 25 and she's 26. And that just being such a hot issue for him. And it was sort of, that's it. It's as he said in the previews, as he said in the episode, it was just a 180. Things are done. And, he showed up to the final 3 rose ceremony. And by the way, at this rose ceremony, this whole thing from the previews that we saw of Jesse Palmer saying Gabby's not going to show up, she has no one left other than Eric. So, natural that it's just going to be Rachel. He shows up, but he wants to talk to her, but they don't show us. We're going to find out next week what happens with that. But yeah, what happened there? I think it's more than just this conversation about Zach's age that's happening here. I think there was more of that, politics, religion, some core value thing pushed it away. And so far we haven't heard anything from Rachel on this. All we've heard is Zach's side, and, at this point, I'm not going to comment on what I think is the absolute truth here until we at least hear what Rachel has to say. At the end of the day, I don't think Zach was ever going to be the pick at this point for Rachel. I think she'd already decided. But still, we haven't heard what she has to say yet. So, Fantasy Suites just seems to be a mess for Rachel. But Maria Hernandez, thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Missed the episode. What happened? Who's still there? How dramatic was it? Very dramatic. It looks to be only getting even more dramatic. And there are 4 men left. 1 for Gabby, 3 for Rachel. Avon, he had his fantasy suite the first episode. Same with Tino. Then it started with Jason's date with Gabby. After all that Eric drama, he left. Yeah. Here we are. Zach had his date and all that mess that we talked about before. Oh boy. But an interesting thing that I was noting here, I'm wondering if there's now a push for Zach to be the Bachelor. I don't think they were ever going to go with Nate. I know people talked about that a lot, that he was getting a Bachelor push. I he still might, but I don't think they were ever going to go with Nate for the Bachelor. Too much controversy. I think they were just trolling with all the comments. Like the creator Mike Fleiss, he was pushing Nate a little bit on his socials and stuff like that. I think it was all trolling or for engagement or whatever. Plus, Nate apparently he was seen out with someone holding hands. So don't think it's going to be Nate. I'm wondering, Zach, is he getting a Bachelor push here? Because the big point that was being thrown in through the editing, maybe there's more to this going on than just what was shown in the editing, but in the editing, the big point was him saying, I might be young, but I'm ready for an engagement. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for marriage. And Rachel did me wrong. So, and that seems like, from an editor's point of view, from someone who's a producer, it was triggering something in my brain where I was going, like, is this the narrative that they want? Whether it might be true, I'm not saying it's not true, but the narrative that they want to push, whatever it is, true or not, is that Zach was wronged and he's ready for love. Seems like perfect Bachelor stuff. He's made it to the final 3. It's not going to be Tino. Tino's for sure the final pick. Avon, we know that there's drama with him ahead. We know that he's going to be in trouble. Something going on here where in the next episode, looks like with this, he might be meeting the family even. And then afterwards, he turns back. And there's heartbreak. So Tino's going to be the only guy left. And this might ruin Avon's chances of any kind of Bachelor push, potentially, depending on how this goes. I don't think Jason's not going to do it. Jason's not going to suddenly be like, yeah, I'll be the Bachelor, Well, I hate the cameras. I don't feel authentic here, and I'm not ready for an engagement, but yeah, I'll be the Bachelor. That's not going to work. Johnny, we know. Johnny is in Bachelor in Paradise. We saw in the preview breakdown for Bachelor in Paradise. You should check out, by the way, if you haven't. Johnny's there. Talked about it in the preview. Also, he was on promos in the commercials for the show yesterday before he was even eliminated. Kind of funny that they did that. Not going to be him. So from the final crop of guys who made it past Fantasy Suites, it's only Zach. So that was triggering a big Bachelor thing. Also, I can't remember who, but before the season began, Jesse Palmer talked about Zach being connected to someone from the show before. I can't remember who it was, and I was going, oh, they like those contestants, the contestants who came in through a connection, Raven got Tia into the show, for example, and Tia was a big Final Four endgame gal on Paradise a bunch. Her name was thrown around always for Bachelorette, never quite put in as a lead though. And Zach, some connection. I can't remember. I know someone will say it in the chat. They like those contestants. I remember before the season even began, before there were even any preview footage, anything at all, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a Bachelor in Paradise guy, maybe even the next Bachelor. I don't know. I'm wondering. Could be wrong, but that's my little tangent there about Zach that I was feeling. He was even they had him show up to the rose ceremony and wait till she was about to pick out the rose before he was like, Rachel, I got something I need to say to you. Right at the most dramatic moment, which to me is he's playing ball. He's playing ball with production. They love that. They need someone who is willing to play ball to get that TV moment. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see. But And Sia, thank you again for the super chat. With all the drama that's going to happen at the finale, would there even be a proposal? I think we'll hopefully look into the preview. We'll get into some live sleuthing here, but I think so. I think we'll see a proposal. I think Gabby maybe needs it. I don't know. But that she seems to that's what she wants. She said in the last episode, I've already been working on the recap for both episodes, going to be one video, but for the last episode, I've been already working on that. She said, with Johnny, I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm ready to get engaged. Not just find a partner, get engaged. So something's got to give, I think, with the two. If Eric is pushing for, just leaving on a relationship, like I think was teased from the preview, something's got to give. One of them has got to, say, okay, I'll get engaged, or okay, I'll not. And, I wonder if with all the drama and, Gabby just kind of like the emotional, roller coaster she's gone through, if Eric might feel like the only way that they can stay together is through an engagement. And I think Rachel and Tino will get engaged. So, if there was a non-engagement, maybe it's just maybe it would be Eric and Gabby. A non-engagement that still ends in a relationship, that is, them leaving together. But I don't see that being the case with Tino and Rachel. So. And Bettina, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I was unable to watch the entire episode because I live in Canada. What happened? I'm a massive fan of this channel. I know City TV, the Canadian channel that typically broadcasts The Bachelorette, doing it on Wednesday. They do this all the time with the double episodes. They put on and then they put on something like an America's Got Talent rerun or something. Not even like a live show half the time, or like new episode. But there are a lot of networks, a lot of companies like Bell and stuff like that that do offer ABC and City TV. So I watched on ABC. Really lame. Really lame. Hope you've heard a lot of the recap of what's happened so far. And thank you for being a fan of the channel and for the super chat. And Chelsea, thank you for the super chat as well. Zach 100% got a potential Bachelor edit this episode, especially with Nate denying the role. That's interesting. Did Nate deny the role? Is that the tea that's going around? I've heard that all the time, though. I never quite believe that. This person's going to be the Bachelor. They throw it out there, and it's like, oh no, they denied it. Like that was said with Greg, I believe, from Katie's season, and also Andrew. Like all the men like Michael from Katie, all of them like denied it. And then we ended up with Clayton. I don't know if I believe that. But maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard the tea, so you might be in the know more than I am. But yeah, no. I obviously went on my Zach tangent about his Bachelor edit this episode, and I agree with you there. It also, like, so much of me in this, Bachelor sleuthing stuff, like, is just about math. And when it comes down to it, like, the guys that are left from this season, I just don't see it being anyone other than Zach that they push. And as much as it, is nice to say guys like Ethan could be the Bachelor, we've seen it time and time again with pushes like that from men who are, much earlier on. They just don't do it. So, like, hey, I'd be cool with that, but just don't think it's going to be him. And so, other than that, from the guys in the ending here of this season, Zach's the only one. But if they don't announce someone, or if there's not something coming out, there could be a Bachelor in Paradise Bachelor. But they got to get on that quick, because they've started a month later than normal. The whole filming. So and the airing of this. So the airing of Bachelor in Paradise is going to be later. They usually start filming The Bachelor in the next few weeks or so. So if they're getting on, deciding who's going to be the Bachelor or not, they got to figure that out real soon if they haven't already. So we might be hearing the news sooner rather than later, but I guess we'll see. And Asia, again, really appreciate it. 1 second here, my little thing went off wacko balance. Why do I feel like they're painting Rachel to be the villain? The whole Rachel and Zach thing feels very fishy and off. Yeah, I'm definitely waiting to see what they have in store for us the next episode. You know, they have the Jesse Palmer in that, like, destroyed studio saying, sorry, I know you're expecting to see the rose ceremony, but we're going to do that next week. We're going to make you tune in to next week's episode instead. Yeah, we don't have the whole picture. So, it's really, really hard not to let, our emotions, like, jump to conclusions here. But I'm waiting on that. Definitely, though, it's been an interesting week for Rachel. Because on one hand, I know she said in the last episode, I don't want to be like Clayton. I don't want to do the same things. Don't want to make the same mistakes. She did throw out some L words a little bit there, but also I was thinking about it, and maybe her rule in her brain was, I'm only gonna say I love you to one guy. Instead of just I'm falling in love with you. And technically she's already done that. I don't know. But yeah, obviously, like, something must have happened more than just Rachel suddenly saying, I don't think you're ready for marriage at 25. At the end of the day, all we can do is speculate. I still think it's something core value related, whether it was religion or politics or something like that. Because there was that comment Zach said about that right before he switched into the and then she said this and that like that was it. And he looked in like pain standing there at that roast ceremony, like just kind of mad. But I don't know. Yeah. We'll see what Rachel has to say. I want to hear that before I get my pitchforks out for her as a potential villain. Maybe they've decided, like, they've seen all the Tino hate that's been out there, and he's not well liked by a lot of Bachelor Nation after the hometown and after his tantrum before that, and then this week. Not a lot of people are a fan of Tino, so maybe they're going, okay, if she's going to end up with him, people are going to, not be too great about that, so it's a good opportunity to give a push for Zach. I don't know. And I say that knowing that production, they, like, even while it's filming, they often have a good idea of where it's going to head through just, seeing and also asking. They might know. They literally might know that Rachel is going to pick Tino at this point. Plus, if it's true that she did only say I love you to one guy on all the dates, then it's like, yeah, okay. But I don't know. We're going to have to wait. Sorry, I know you want the answer to that, but we're going to have to wait, as Jesse Palmer said. So, tune in, everybody. And Vivi, thank you for the super chat as well. I didn't like that we didn't get to hear from Rachel about the fantasy suite date with Zach. Agreed. We only heard his perspective. Loved your videos, by the way, Fantake. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, I'm agreeing with what's being said here. I want to hear her side. Has anyone handled these fantasy suites well? Tough to say for the past 2 episodes, but certainly, it's a strange thing anytime there's those, like, shifts the morning after something was said, and we got to hear both sides, so definitely agree. And Remy, thank you for the super chat as well. Love your content. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. And Sandra D, do you think Tino breaks up with Rachel? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. No. Don't think so. All of the first, like, the upfront emotions and thoughts, reactions that we get when we see a preview, you know, I'm always curious about them because typically that's what they want us to think. The producers, the production team, they want us to think a certain thing in order to hook us in, get us to watch the next episode, raise the tension, raise the stakes, raise the drama to make a more interesting episode, to get people, you know, invested. And sometimes it's just the truth, but a lot of times it isn't. And so the idea that, you know, everything's going to come crashing down and everyone's going to break up doesn't usually happen in the seasons. In all the seasons, doesn't usually happen. And even in the rare times where it kind of does, like Hannah Brown, maybe, though that had an engagement. It was more after the engagement that was the drama. What else? Like Clayton, for example. That his season ended with him alone, technically. Even then, they brought in, you know, Susie came back in the end. But you know, in all the other seasons, you know, there are exceptions, but most of the time it ends in some sort of relationship, some happy ending, something together, usually an engagement. So, like, just go with the odds here, especially when they give us the counter, it's going to come crashing down, and go, that's what you want us to think. That's, you know, my conspiracy brain has just taken over. So that's where I'm going here. And Sandy P, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for all the content. Fantake, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Welcome. And Cameron Foster, thank you as well for the super chat. This season finale has a 3-hour TV listing. Oh no. How are we going to stretch this out to 5 hours? Do you think the couples are still together? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the odds here. I think they are. I think they are. Though it could be a good an interesting thing to wonder. Are they together now, like today? I would say probably. We'll see where they're at the week after the men tell-all, because I would imagine that production, if both of the couples, Rachel and likely Tino and Gabby and Rachel are leaving Mexico as couples engaged, production will do whatever they can to keep them together after the final rose, so they can be presented. Unless there is a good enough drama angle to put forward. But I'm thinking more like what they did with Peter and Madison. That was all a show. They broke up like the day after. I think it was the literal day after, because I remember doing the recap for that and going like, well, I hope, seems not great, but I hope they I hope they figure things out. And before I even put the video out, it was announced that they had broken up already, and I went, okay, gotta cut that out and put something new in there, because not the case anymore. And Mono in Love, thank you for the super chat as well. Why was Tino crying in the preview? I guess we're gonna have to find out. I wonder if they have the preview. We are at over the half hour mark now. I wonder if they have any of the preview up on some of the socials. They don't have it. They've been so good all season at getting these previews out on the YouTube page, but not lately, not the last ones. But we're gonna check. We're gonna go over the preview, see if maybe some of my opinions might change. We'll see. Check. I'm gonna check the socials here real quick. So don't mind me kind of looking over See if we can find some of the previews. Sometimes they just post them on the social pages in the last bit here. I don't know if they are. It's kind of lame if they aren't, but maybe we'll see if they posted at the end of the hour. If they haven't, I've checked their Twitter. Doesn't seem to be. Bachelor, whatever, Instagram has it. Oh, that'd be good. Let's see. We can take a look at this from Bachelor, whatever. All right, I don't think there are subtitles on this one, but let's see what they have to offer. Thank you, Bachelor, whatever, and the people who pointed to that. You know, go give them some love on Instagram for this. So, all right, let's take a look. See what we can potentially figure out. This is Bachelor whatever's page. And do a little bit of live sleuthing. Dang you, ABC, not posting it on your regular socials, but Bachelor whatever has our back. And Ramen Noob, thank you for the super chat. Of all the nights I get home early enough from my late night work shift to watch this, this happens at least I got to watch with my partner and laugh a lot. Well, glad you got to make it, watch and laugh. There's nothing better than enjoying some of the trash TV. Bachelor data as well. Let's see. These people getting the they're getting the screeners. Let's see if it's any better quality. All right, but we're gonna go back to Bachelor, whatever, because I'd already had it set up. So, all right, let's take a look at this. Let's see if anything changes. Changing my mind. Got the nice big headphones going. All right.
This is actually crazy. I don't want to do this anymore. Gabby, I want to leave here.
Alright, so, okay, I guess we can't really rewind. That's the unfortunate kind of thing here. Hold on. Let me see if I can maybe... I can probably download it. So we can do at least some pausing, rewinding before we get into it. But that first little bit there is definitely from this moment. We've talked about it before. This moment, Rachel crying. It's with Avon. They have this in the previews. Previews a bunch, where they didn't show who it was, but there was a little one brief moment from the first preview before the night one episode that had Avon's head popping out. So they're making me do a whole bunch of silly things here. Hold on, folks. I'm getting it. So definitely with Avon, we know. Jeez Louise, this is getting silly. There we go. All right, we got it. We got it going. Let me just set it up here. Could you hear that? Like, all right. We've got it. We'll put it over here. You can still see Bachelor Whatever's Instagram handle. Thank you, Bachelor Whatever. No. All right. Okay. Get it to the point where we can... we finally got set it up. Whew. All right.
This is actually crazy. I don't want to do this anymore. Gabby, I want to leave here.
For people who say that they care about me to...
Okay, so... yeah, this is another one we've seen before. Footage that I was going to talk about in the preview breakdown. But yeah, there's more Gabby stuff. But here we go. This same... you can see the, like... the weird... I don't know, wallpapery, black... furry thing on the background. So, with Avon. Stuff we've talked about before. But, alright. And this stuff here, it looked to be a shot from the other preview, where Eric's there kind of, like, doing this upset something. So, Eric's in this business too. So.
Leave here. For people who say that they care about me to question my character, it's really disappointing. This is straight up shattering everything that you promised me.
So, obviously, she's talking about Zach here. This is the rose ceremony. We'll see after their conversation. Rachel's not going to be very happy. Zach's going to go home. We know, we see more of Avon. We see more of Tino. Those two are going to stay and meet Rachel's folks. Tino going to meet Tony, potentially. And Zach's going to go. So, not a surprise. How it's going to go down, that remains to be seen, but doesn't look to be good. Doesn't gonna be good. All right. Moving on.
Disappointing. This is straight up shattering everything that you promised me.
Next week.
Breathe, okay? We're okay.
And this is, as we talked about in the last preview breakdown for this season, this is Laura. It's Gabby's aunt. We saw her on Gabby's hometown from Clayton season. So.
The most emotional and unpredictable season finale of all time begins.
There you hear it. It's going to be the most emotional, unpredictable, most dramatic of all time.
There's no way this works out. Please just get me out of this. Let me out.
I don't know. Do we buy it? Do we buy this? Looks like he's kind of crying there, but we don't see him actually mouth these words. We know that's Tino talking, but don't buy it till we get something concrete here.
We are literally about to engage tomorrow. To our dream, guys.
Literally dreams.
Will Gabby and Rachel both find the love they so deserve?
So here, in this little segment here,
Dream, guys.
what does Rachel say tomorrow?
Literally about to engage tomorrow.
Engage tomorrow. So this scene right here takes place the day before these rose ceremonies here. If what Rachel says is true, it's tomorrow. So at this point, they've already met the families, whoever's left, if that's Avon and Tino, or just Tino and Eric. And Rachel seems to think they're both going to get engaged. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of drama going on, but it seems to be like we're getting there, and there's some sort of expectation that there's going to be an engagement. Yeah, I suppose that things could, blow up at the end of this day. That's very possible. It's also, very possible that they still have one date left with each of the men, and that's where some of the drama happens. So, but at least up to the day before, there's an expectation of an engagement. So, here. And someone's, I don't know whose hands these are, Tino's or Eric's, but someone's at least shopping for that Neil Lane ring. But
Gabby and Rachel both find the love they so deserve.
I'm like really thankful that it's just us.
You think he's ready to get down on a knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
so, yeah, there's meet the families. Even though there's only one guy left, got to meet the families. And I guess this is Gabby's dad, who we did see. He did the Love Actually thing from Clayton season, and I guess his girlfriend partner, who was in the hospital at that time. So glad to see her here, but not Gabby's mom. Don't believe Gabby's mom is there. So, and yes, Rachel here, and Grandpa John.
I want the best for her.
If you think you know what happens,
We have a problem.
So, before we get into the problem, interesting to note here, Rachel's outfit with Tino, different outfit here with Rachel again. So Avon also comes to see Rachel's family. Here, she seems to believe that Avon is ready for an engagement.
Yeah.
Let's get the full line.
You think he's ready to get down on a knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, but we know that this happens. So, okay. Looks like that this date occurs. Then at the night portion, where it's, they often have meet the family, then on a separate day, they have their final date before it's decision time, and that's when this goes down. This blowout, this upset, this turnaround. However, there's also a day portion here. I think the other shot with Avon and Rachel here, it matches up. Maybe after their date, there's some kind of blow up as well, some kind of something going wrong as well, that leads into this. We'll try to figure out more of the details in the preview breakdown for this week, but let's continue on. There was some sort of problem from Rachel's friend, who we also met before during Hometowns with in Clayton season with Rachel.
I have a problem.
guess again.
He was
There's the man.
unsure there would be an engagement.
I think you should definitely kick him in the...
Okay. So here, now it's interesting here. We can't trust this because you might think, okay, there's a man here.
We have a problem.
Guess again.
He was unsure there would be an engagement.
He was unsure there would be an engagement. And then we have, here's, Rachel's parents. We can match up her outfit to the one before. It's different. So you would think, he's talking about Tino. Because if this is the same time, well, this is not Avon's date. That must be Tino. Can't trust it. Can't trust these editors because they could take something from one day, this conversation here, splice on the other day. I know, tinfoil hat on. Why would they go through that effort? Because they do. Because they've done it before. We'll see, but can't fully trust it. Is all I'm saying. Might be Tino's. Maybe express some concerns. Maybe that'll be the big ending here. But Is Eric gonna propose and Tino gonna propose? Maybe they're the only guys left after all this Avon stuff going on. But yeah, not gonna trust it yet until we see something solid here. Do we see a group shot yet? I don't think we have. But maybe there'll be one still to come.
Again.
He was unsure there would be an engagement.
I think you should definitely kick him in the...
And Beatriz Hernandez, thank you for the super chat again. Really, really appreciate it. I hate that they are getting to a point that they are playing with real human beings' emotions, even given they chose to be there. It looks like the franchise is taking this to a whole other level. Yeah. Well, yes, it's par for the course. It's par for the course. And believe me, if you've read some of the books about this stuff, they were doing even worse stuff before. But yeah, there's always that little manipulation going on. It's not just necessarily editing. It can be the way that they talk with contestants and try to like get them to lean one way or another. Are you sure that Tina was truthful about that? We've heard some things on this end, can cause doubt, stir up that drama. At the end of the day, they do need to have a relationship there, so it's a careful line they have to go across here to walk, because too much of that and you risk there being no relationship, which at the end of the day a lot of these couples break up. But you got to cultivate something so that you get that engagement shot at the end. But it's still it's still a lot of manipulation and control that you have to relinquish if you're coming on the show, which is why we see a lot of people really really not handle the show well. Of course they don't. But let's continue.
You don't deserve this.
You changed your story so many times. I'm done.
Another thing we don't know. We don't know what the deal is here. All we see is her, Rachel here, watching Tina walk away, and then she walks away. It's made to be really dramatic. Do we know they're actually having this argument? No, we just have this dramatic soundbite on top of it. And A. Hayden, thank you for the super chat. The same furniture chest is in the background of both shots you just showed, which seemed to support the theory that they were from different dates. Also, thanks, Bachelor. Thank you so much for the super chat. So, this one here, maybe the same one. I would imagine that they have the same. The thing that we can't worry too much about with this is they will probably have both dates in the same location, probably. One for maybe this date with Rachel here, and then maybe a new location with Gabby's folks. But if I remember correctly, like from other seasons, like I don't know, I'm thinking back to Hannah Ann and Madison. I think that was at the same location, just different dates. So it's not. I'm not quite sure, but that's typically how they've done it in the past. So, and Sweetheart ASMR, thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really generous. Thank you so much for the donation. Let me know if there was a message that was supposed to be attached to that. But thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Very generous. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Really, really, really appreciate it. I'll keep my eyes out if you've got a message or anything like that. But thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying the channel, the live stream, and the videos. But yes, and with this whole thing here that we were talking about before, again, it might be true, but we have to keep vigilant. And I skipped A. Hayden super chat. I don't think I talked about it. I did talk about before the same furniture chests. I think it maybe came in on my end before the notification popped up on the top there. But yes, the same furniture chest is in the background of both shots. Yeah, it could be, and like again, and you could be right that this like they pair this shot here as if he's on one end of the couch, and they're on the other. But it's very possible that this is the same furniture chest. They could have two in the room, or it's possible that he's actually like in Tino's spot from a different day. I'm starting to get, I think maybe what you were getting at here. Yeah, that's also very possible. Like it could be and this could be reversed too, because okay, now we're getting into some conspiracy. Because look at the next to Tony's head. I might have said, I'm sorry if I've said Tino too many times about him, but Tony's head, Rachel's dad, brown thing next to the thing here. Is that the same brown? Can't trust it. Same brown, whatever thing next to this this thing, same glass thing on top of it. Hey, I think again, unless they've got way matching stuff in the background, I think you might be onto something there. And they've just kind of flipped it. They flipped everything to make it seem I don't know. Like it's I don't know. Like it's Tino who's the one doing this, but I think it's more likely Avon. And the reason I'm saying this is also because of this event that seems to happen, with Avon right after the fantasy suites here. I think they're going to get into it in this preview. So I think it's a fake out to pull away from Avon, and which is the real deal. What's going on there? Yeah. All right, I got you. I got you. I got what you were pointing out there. That's good. That's good. I definitely think that. So okay, we're gonna get to here's the Avon stuff.
I know that there's still somebody involved in this.
Why are you yelling at me? You told me things, and then you went back against what you said.
So yeah, they've got Zach in here. No, I guess they just gotta put in the Zach stuff just to like maybe in the flash of it going by, going, whoa, Zach's there. Maybe Zach's not gonna leave. Because technically he's not been eliminated at this point. But this is, and he's even wearing the same shirt from their fantasy suite. So this is fake out. But here, this spot here with Avon,
still somebody involved.
There's still somebody involved. This is after their fantasy, or not their fantasy, their meet the family date. I think Rachel's earring here matches what she's wearing in this one here, I believe. This would be the same date. Same, she's got kind of the orange here outfit. So I feel like, so they have their date with the meet the family here, with Rachel's mom asking, do you think he's ready to get down on one knee? She says yes. Then Rachel's friend here says, we have a problem.
Guess again.
He was unsure there would be an engagement.
All this stuff. They then go, they talk about it afterwards.
There's somebody involved in this.
Why?
Avon says, well, there's somebody else involved in this, so, of course I still have my doubts and blah, 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 blah. Which leads into this. And Rachel saying, from the previews, you went back on what you said, which I think is at the beginning here, but it's been in the previews a bunch before. Let me see if I can see if it was in this. Yeah, here.
You said. You told me things, and then you went back against what you said.
What Avon went back against was that he was ready to get engaged, and he's falling in love with her. All this, put into question from this date. So yes, and again, for those of you who haven't seen the preview breakdown, might have misremembered. There's been a lot of them, or not from earlier in the preview. Here, this is the proof that this shot is with Avon. This in the corner there was a brief flash of a shot from from a preview that you can't even see unless you watch the night one episode again. It's the preview that they do before, this season, on the Bachelorette. Then they get into the night one, and then there's another preview that they post online at the end of the episode. Does not have this in the corner, but there you go. So I think that's a really good timeline of how things work out with Avon, which just leaves Tino. Oh, and my dog Bob, he's having a dream. I don't know, he's an Avon fan. And he's having a nightmare now. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. He might not be on Paradise this year, but maybe next year. All right. Yes. So let's continue on.
I want this to work. I've given him nothing but the best.
I just I want to date you. Getting engaged before that happens is not how things usually go.
So, all right. Here again, this same as this night. Rachel upset. Ultimately gonna lead in Avon going home. But this is interesting here. So, private moment. Again, Gabby in this outfit. Same as way earlier here. We saw her having this storming out.
Crazy. This is actually crazy. I don't want
Doesn't
to
seem
do
to be
this
upset.
anymore. I want to leave here.
So, same moment here with Eric saying,
I want to date you. Getting engaged before that happens is not how things usually go.
But we don't hear him say, like, I don't want to get engaged. We just hear him say, like, I want to date you. This is not usually how it goes. So there still could be an engagement at the end of this. Obviously, as Rachel said before, they're expecting engagements with their dream guys in one day. Maybe this is right before that, the night of, could change everything possibly, but I'm not quite ready to set this relationship on fire, call it a day. But obviously this is there's some truth to what he says normally. Obviously the show is a bit different than normal, but I not quite sure. It is going to be a bonehead move again from Eric. Gabby's going to get really upset, but not quite ready to buy that this is it. Like I said before, production can plant some things in the ears, that gets the drama rolling for a show, like potentially setting up something like this. However, they can also do the reverse, and they can bring it back if they want to get this engagement going. They can do that. Whether or not sometimes the men or women who are proposing or are ready to be proposed, get engaged, whatever, whether or not they're ready for that, they can tempt you real hard. It's happened time and time again. People have talked about it in those books that they release about the show after their contracts are done and stuff like that. So.
I'm so sick of it. What am I supposed to do? Walk away because he's not ready to propose?
Yeah. So, there is some interesting sound footage here.
What am I supposed to do? Walk away because he's not ready to propose?
Do we know though that this is actually Gabby with Eric though? It again very well could be, but we have to consider the possibility because they have done this in the past multiple times, used separate sound footage for other moments to enhance the editing. Yeah, some people saying that sounds like Rachel. That's also a possibility too. They could be Rachel even talking there, but they want to use it here to enhance the drama, make you think that, oh, Eric's not going to propose. It could also be Gabby too, but and she's upset and crying. It could be Gabby talking about Jason. That was the original thing I was going to say, but yeah, people are saying that's not Gabby. They could totally do it. They've done stuff like that before. Swapped out sound bites from different seasons, even used footage things from seasons that's not even airing right now, from Clayton season, contestants from Paradise having stuff from like multiple seasons ago used in a preview or in an episode to enhance the drama. Hey, could happen, but we have to be vigilant. We have to think about all the possibilities here. And really, at the end of the day, I just know that most of the time, the show is vying for a really dramatic ending that ends in an engagement. So, there we go. I guess we'll see.
I'm like unlovable.
You're lying straight to my face. I want an answer for why you did what you did.
Here. I'll look into this outfit, see if we can find anything for the preview breakdown, but this might be another get-together with Avon. So. And
Makes me feel that I'm like unlovable.
Unlovable, another theme that we've heard from Gabby, a worry of hers all season. But
I want an answer for why.
yeah, someone's saying this looks like it could be a safe house. One of those things that they do. So after the season has finished filming, they go to safe houses and have these meetings together. Like we saw Peter Weber with Madison going to meet her, trying to get her back. Jed and Hannah coming together to break up. Ari and Becca, that sort of stuff. Could be that. It does have a post-show vibe to it as well, because is this Mexico? I don't know. Kind of looks like back in the States too. So could maybe there is like an engagement here, and then some sort of drama. We'll see. We'll see. Rachel's hair is grown out of her highlights. Love the sleuth in there. So yeah, we gotta watch out for that safe house potential here. Gotta explore that too.
Lying straight to my face. I want an answer for why you did what you did.
See, and gotta keep an eye on those hands too. Is there an engagement here? An engagement ring on? She's covering it up. We'll see if we can maybe spot it, but no, gotta keep an eye out
for why you did what you did.
The shocking
and here's the final
live
rose
finale
ceremony
of The Bachelorette starts next Tuesday night.
All right, part 1 of the finale next Tuesday night. And did you skip over Fantasy Suites part 1? No. Tomorrow's video is going to cover all of Fantasy Suites. It's going to cover 2 episodes. It's going to cover yesterday's episode and today's. So it's going to be a longer video covering it all at once. I do that just it's much easier on me, especially lately. Which, by the way, before we go, want to say, got some good news. I know some people ask about my health. I had the pulmonary embolism in February. It's taken 6 months to recover from that. But I got some good news from my doctor saying I'm clear, don't have any genetic problems, don't have any blood clots. So we're moving on. I'm going to take the rest of the year to keep the schedule as it is. Maybe next year for Bachelor we'll start vamping up some of the more I've had to pull back, take things a little bit easier cover up some of the socials stuff that I normally do. A little less interactive than I have been before, but maybe come January with The Bachelor, I'm still going to give it a few months to take it easy. Just do the basic videos and stuff like that. But we're good. So, good news. I know some people ask. I put it here because I don't care to talk about it in the videos. But and also good news, we're getting double dog sighting. A rare double dog sighting. Ever since I put this couch in here, Jackson's been a little more interested to come in for the live streams. So there's a Bob and Jackson on the left. Very tired. It's very late. It's late for them. It's late for me. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live stream. We're going to be ending things now after the sleuthing. At the end of the day, I still think more likely than not, we've got 2 engagements. Tino and Eric. More likely than not. I'm going with the odds here on what production likes to see get done. I'm thinking that's the case. Looks like we got a little more clarity. This show's all about clarity. Everyone wants clarity. Clarity on what happens with Avon. I think we got a good grasp on this. Of course, the preview breakdown 2 days from now, Thursday, is going to be a more detailed run-through of everything that we went through. See what we can cross-reference and get in there. Maybe some new information pops up. There always seems to be a little bit, big or small. And tomorrow, of course, the recap covering all of Fantasy Suites, the 2 episodes, last night's and tonight. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for chatting. Thank you to Think Story for modding. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. Thank you to everyone who's just chatted in the chat. Thank you to the lurkers for coming in, even though he didn't say anything. We know you're here. Send you love, and it's time to hit the hay. Get to work tomorrow. So until next time, Bachelor Fan Take out.